All right. Hello, everybody. Sorry I'm late. I was literally in the midst of hitting the go live button about 15 minutes ago, and my computer just completely shut off. I have no idea what happened. I'm praying to God it doesn't happen again in the middle of the stream. That would be really awkward, but everything seems fine. So we're here. I'm still getting the deck list up that I had up and ready 15 minutes ago, but we're back tonight. We're going to be playing some more Cloud. But first, if you're not aware, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can check it out in my, or if you just click on the channel. I am posting the post commentary of Cool Stuff Con Dallas along with currently Jason from Duelcom US. We're also seeing if Duelcast MTG wants to hop in for a few rounds. I think we're going to record some of those later. But I have commentary of all my matches in Cool Stuff at Cool Stuff Con being posted on the YouTube channel, twitch.tv/xjcloud. I think it's just youtube.com/xjcloud, whatever. You can find it. There's probably like a youtube.com/@xjcloud apparently. Where currently rounds 1 through 3 are up. One round is getting posted every day until Sunday. So tomorrow will be round 4 all the way to the finals, which will be posted on Sunday. Anyway, now my deck list is up with none of the changes that I had in. Luckily, the only change was in Mindstone Outplanes. I have a Mindstone? Excuse me? Moto? Why aren't you legal? I just pulled it down from right there. Hey, Fire Shoes, how's it going? Kitty, not to fine. Alright, fine, it is the time. Oh, is there a Mindstone actually? Oh no, it did already add a Mindstone. Alright, never mind, we're good. It did save my change. We are safe. Alright, nope. You're stabbing me and drooling on me. Not allowed. I thought it didn't save my change because it crashed before I really did anything on MTGO. But there was a the Mindstone. I have to keep being very mindful of my language on it because Mindstone is not a card I put in a lot of my dual commander decks, but the Mindstone, a card that I'm a little curious about. I think it might not be it. I heard a little beep sound. I'm praying to God that I can just ignore whatever that is. We'll see. But anyway, the Mind Stone, a card that I was actually really impressed by in Quintorius, and I know Cloud is a very, very, very different deck in terms of getting to this 7 mana point where this card isn't just an arcane signet, but Cloud is a deck that goes long a lot. Cloud's a deck that's very mana hungry. Cloud doesn't play any mana rocks because mana rocks kind of suck when they don't do anything else, but I found that the harnessing of this was really good in Quintorius, even though Quintorius is not a very good deck for flickering things, just a deck that was playing on thin ice and chained to the rocks and stuff, and you just got a bunch of value. You'd exile your opponent's commander every turn, stuff like that. Please stop drooling all over me. Jesus Christ. There's so much drool. And then obviously Cloud is a deck that really wants flicker effect over and over again. I think if there's a deck that wants Mindstone outside of Quintorius, it's probably more likely that it's Felia over Cloud, but given my stances on playing Felia in the Year of Our Lord 2026, willing to try it even if it's obviously a little bit less synergistic. I think the card is really powerful, really impressed me. Oh god, I almost just registered the wrong type of planes too. Just one mismatching Snowcover planes. Would have been horrible. Alright. There we go. Now we're ready to go with the Mind Stone, along with, from 2 weeks ago, our other Marvel card, Hatusarase Strike Force, a card that I think is just really good. This card is sweet. We had a real sick stream with it 2 weeks ago where we got to obliterate our King T'Challa opponent with it. We blew up 2 different and exiling enchantments and make 5/2/2s and just kill them. It was great. Anyway, let's play. I think that's all my spiels. Go watch the videos that I'm putting out on YouTube for the paper event. Very legitimately, The more support that I see for those videos, the more likely I am to try to do them again in the future. I bought it was a very last minute decision where I like bought a shitty phone stand off of Amazon for like 15 bucks or whatever, and it was not very high quality. The angle's a little bit awkward. I'd like to get something with like a little bit like over the top angle, and just have a little bit higher quality videos for that. But I had a lot of fun doing it. I've been really enjoying doing the post match commentary and stuff. And the Duel for Duels, right? You can see down below, is coming up in Pennsylvania on Labor Day weekend. Another Duel Commander event that I will be going to, and I plan to hopefully get some upgraded equipment and record my matches there as well, and do some more post commentary if that's content that people are really enjoying. So yeah, go watch those videos, leave likes, comment on them, tell me how cool they are. Where's that Duels for Duels event? Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, I believe. Hang on, I have a. You can also type !Duel for Duels to get the info. But yeah, Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, September 5th. That's weirdly close, is it? Hell yeah, you should go. You would get a Duel Commander deck together easy. You have like infinity cards. You have a wedding? Are you going to the same wedding my other friend is going to? I have another friend who's going to a wedding that day. Yours is BBD's? Okay, yeah, I don't think my other friend is going to BBD's wedding. That's just a wild coincidence that you're the second person I've talked to who would potentially go to this event that's like, oh, sorry, I'm going to a wedding that day. Playing against Dualcom US again. I feel like at this point he's stream sniping me. He's like he wants revenge. We are 2-0 against him in the past 2 weeks, so we'll see how this goes. Sounds almost good, but it looks like he's playing a new deck. Cool. Blue-white Felia, basically. Flying, swap out Flash for flying. Can only flicker artifacts or creatures. But also has like ETB, equipment ETB draw cards. But yeah, this hand is not quite there for a multitude of reasons. Probably can bottom. Abolish might be okay in this matchup, honestly, with like shooting equipment and stuff. But on a mold of 6, maybe we actually just bottom Gemstone Caverns. We have plenty of other mana here. We can just keep this. I think I just play out my planes. I think if I'm playing Abolish this game, I'm just going to cast it as 3-minute Disenchant. I don't want to like hold. I think the Agonjo and well, what am I? I'm probably playing the Agonjo next turn. I guess I could play the Mirrex next turn. Planes into Mirrex, which means I could play Agonjo into Mirrex. Yeah. Curious to see how he builds this. I don't recognize this Abolish art. Is there an older Abolish art? This looks like the Tezzeret versus Elspeth dual decks. Oh, just the border that you don't recognize? There's an old border Abolish. Please, no counter spell. That's good for me. Stifle? Okay, that's beatable. What am I doing here? Probably just Ranger Captain into 1-drop. Although I do kind of want to flute Thor. It's really mana inefficient to do so, but I think it's probably pretty important given our hand has no removal spells. I don't really want this card to go crazy. Also, this could easily be like counterspell turns. If we really want to play around like lose focus and stuff, we could not attack with Cloud here. Why is your name XJ Cloud when your stream is always pretty XJ quiet? Why are we capitalizing? Oh, XJ Cloud. I see, I see. Is my stream always quiet? I could turn up the mic more, I think. What am I doing? You guys are distracting me. If I'm playing around, like, if I want to play around specifically lose focus or not. Which I don't think I want to. Bitch, want to attack. Could potentially hold up activate Mirror X. There's no way I'm not casting Flute. I have a plugin installed on my browser specifically to make you and only you louder. All right. Well, let's. What happens? Let's turn up the mic. Wait. Should I not turn up the mic? Is Jarvis saying that I'm fine? Is it just an Eric and Min thing and nobody else? I'm slightly quiet. What if we slightly turned up the mic? I forget how I was messing around with this earlier. Oh, well. Go up like 30%. That's definitely bumping up further than a notch or two. Do we have a flash creature? It'd be really annoying to see Felia. Especially because we attacked. I'll flute the mighty Thor Jane Foster, though. It's going to be like an attack with Felia, cast Thor angle, too, which is actually really annoying. Maybe I should have let him go to combat first? Yeah. This is just a really bad, really unfortunate mull to 6 here versus this Felia kind of brutalizing me, too. We got a turn to draw something exciting. Remind me. I think I'm just gonna name Thor again. Because I think we just kind of want to draw removal spell. Wow, it'd be a good hand to have an Aganjos all of a sudden, huh? We just want to draw like a removal spell for Thor and then have it cost 1,000,000 mana. We could hold up Talon Gates here or play Ranger Captain. This thing is flying. Holding up Talon Gates doesn't feel like it does anything because there are 2 Felias essentially. I think I'm just gonna play out a blocker or 2. And then we get like Bodyguard, I guess, versus 5 cards in hand. I think we want. I think I'm not playing Talon Gates. We could have Talon Gates available next turn. I don't think I want to play Plains. I don't think our mana situation matters that much. I was thinking we're just kind of dead based on how this game broke down. But yeah, remind me, I can turn up the audio slightly after the match. I'll just, of course, hit next match immediately after the match ends, and then completely forget that by the time someone suggests it, we'll be in match 2, but that's not my problem. Also, there's no chat on screen. God damn it. When my computer crashed, like, everything died. I don't know what the fuck happened. rip chat. I'm just sitting here talking to no one. Okay, thank God he's like tanking on this decision, so I have time to try to fix my stupid chat not working. Imagine my alerts are probably broken too, if that's the case, but I don't got time to worry about that. Teferi, that's pretty much unbeatable. I think I kind of just want to go next, if I'm being totally honest. You like have a plow in response to. Oh, no. Okay, cool. GR, where's our battle? Name a time and a place. We can play some Duel Commander D&T versus Doomsday. Except for don't name a time that's specifically next week. Right here, right now. I'll fucking drop this league. No. I think this thing doesn't get any value. Oh, I guess it... No, it can't flicker the Teferi. So it's just like flickers might... No, they don't flicker the flukes. I can actually name something relevant. Will you shit on me? You aren't allowed to lie. I actually have, I think, never ever played against Glarb. Maybe once, but I like don't remember at all. I'm very unfamiliar with the matchup. I imagine it's like pretty like it's a pretty tight matchup. If it's anything like Tassiger. 4 cards in hand. Wintermoon seems pretty good. We could Talongates the Felia, kill the Teferi. According to the pod, I'll be back. Alright, get you later. Have I watched your live in April? No, but I know about it. I know plenty about it. Phase this out, send Ranger to Teferi, I think. I'd rather trade the Cloud for the Felia if they offer it. Or, like, make them have to remove the Cloud in order to attack with the Felia. Play Wintermoon. My perfect Wintermoon mana base, by the way. What happened to chat? Why aren't you here anymore? Does that work? Is there going to be a big chat in the middle of the screen now the next time someone says something? Test message, please ignore. No, actually. In fact, it did not work at all. Heck, it's not like hiding behind, right? I don't think so. None of you are showing up. You guys don't exist anymore. Did MCGO crash? Oh, did it? No. Maybe for him. I still see the timer going down. It's been a while. I remember it was like maybe 2 years ago or something that like every time I booted up stream. Oh, wait. I got a DM probably from Dualcom US that said my game crashed. It does. good. This is how we're gonna beat him. We're gonna time him out. That's how we're gonna win. This game crashes, internet goes out, and we time him out. That's the strat here. I still don't really like. I would like to see more of the deck before I die, at least. I'm curious on how much of the deck is like Felia adjacent versus, you know, blue-white tempo-y stuff. I could play the Abolish here. Oh, alright, fair enough. This looks like we're seeing a lot of blue-white tempo-y stuff, right? A button counter spells, force negation. I'm gonna just play the planes at this point, because we get hardcast. Oh, well, I already played my land. It was the telling it's JK. We're not gonna do the thing that they just said. Two mana. Stoneforge, alright. Abolish, cited. What does this even get? Formal wear and then attack with Felia? It's a little awkward if that happens, actually, because I can't spend my 3 mana to abolish if I'm blocking with Cloud. And they don't have the formal wear already in play. I think I was just start the play too. Skateboard? Oh, tap down the Cloud, sure. Just to make sure that you get more value. And get the free draw card, sure. And you can flicker the Stoneforge and the Skateboard and draw another card, and you get another equipment. Yeah, I think it's pretty safe to concede here. I guess we could always just like top deck Cataclysm. Although I don't think we could beat Thor plus Skateboard. Yeah. I'm good. We just gonna give two. Does seem like it's just a mix. It's just gonna be some amount of counter spells and some amount of like value flicker permanence. One day I'll bring chat back, and by one day I mean after this round, I guess. This hand seems mediocre, but okay. I don't love. I guess turn 2 Cloud on the play is better than turn 2. Like, no 1-drop into turn 2 Cloud on the play is better than on the draw. So don't move to discard. We might also just play Thalia. Turn 2, but Thalia. A little awkward. What? Cheating? Only I'm allowed to cheat. Stealing the play from me? That's so fucked up. The classic Thalia and 3 spells hand. Well, yeah, one of them's Solitude Bitch Fodder. It's fine. Maybe the Thalia is the Solitude Bitch Fodder. Actually, we'll see. This hand is pretty non-creature friendly. I don't think this is a super great Cataclysm matchup. Sure. What do you get here? Just like Clamp or formal? You don't get formal wear here. It's hard to put creatures in your own yard versus mono white. Just something value. Do you ever get like a 0? Do you run a 0-drop equipment in the deck just to cycle with? No, that seems terrible. Yeah. You get a 1-drop to cycle with Thor instead. And also, potentially, like, give Thor haste on turn 5 or something. Yeah, I think we're just gonna Cloud and get Skull Clamp. Just seems like a pretty easy choice. helps dig us out of the solitude potentially. Should be play Thor. Sure. Attack. Oh, that's nice. I think I'm going to cast Clamp into Thalia into Solitude on Thor. I think that's better than like playing Clamp GTA or Clamp and Clamping. I guess if we play land down to 7 cards, we play Clamp down to 6 cards, we Clamp up to 10 cards, we pitch Solitude down to 8 cards. And then we just have, if we find a 1-drop, we're good. And if not, we move to discard for 1 card. That seems pretty broken. Maybe he just has like mental misstep or something. No? Yeah. I think you would have forced negation to that. Maybe it's Solitude here. I'm going to return with the command set versus the counterspell deck. No 1-drop, unlucky. But we do have a Ravages of War, which is probably pretty good after drawing a million cards. I think I am going to pitch the Cataclysm here. Which seems like the least likely to be relevant. And then I'm going to discard the Thalia, maybe? It's a world where I go like Pure Steel, Jite. The Thalia is not that good. We want all the lands with our Geddon. We might want to form a Warback Thalia or something, who knows. If I draw another land, I might just slam Armageddon. Although probably not just a bunch of open mana versus the counterspell deck. We just want to be wary of this Thor coming back. Sure. Give me for 2. With 2 mana up exactly. Does seem like a turn where if I cast Ravages of War, I'm just gonna get owned. What's the plan in that case then? My only double spell is like Pure Steel plus Jite, which is not good if they counter Pure Steel. Or have removal spell. If it's Geddon and then they play Thor the next turn, I obviously don't want to get it into the Thor turn and let them draw out of it when I have nothing. So I think this is maybe the best turn for me to get in. Yeah, just a counterspell. Yep. Now we're counterspelled into the Thor turn, which is not great. For 2, sure. No land is nice. No land is really nice. We absolutely take those. I think I'm just going to go Draneth into Formula Thalia. If they counter Draneth, we can Formula Draneth, potentially. We could also Pure Steel into Formula Thalia, trying to draw another card. But I like Pure Steel down when I have 3 art equipment in play and just going to go nuts. See if they just want to counter this. No. Okay. Maybe counter this. Yes. That's rude. Do I have to do this? I guess it doesn't really matter. It looks like it is mandatory. Oh well. Because now we have the opening for like Pure Steel and like suit up the Stranith now that we have an attacker in play, unless they have a removal spell. Or are we just gonna get Parallax waved into Oblivion? Oh, Parallax Wave plus Containment Priest? Oh no. You draw a removal spell, maybe? Might just be dead. If we can't find, like, kill spell on Priest. And certainly not kill spell on Priest. Just play out Cloud. Sure. I'm gonna leave him under there. Does it matter what I get here? Glimmerlens forces a Parallax Wave tick. Not that that really matters. He also doesn't like force it, but I think it's the best choice anyway. Alright, well, Daze means we're not getting Thor next turn. If we draw removal for Containment Priest in the next like 2 turns, we still might be in business. Do I have to read this card? It's fun with the Mighty Thor, certainly. Or just gonna kill me, I suppose, huh? We draw a removal spell on Priest. We are just getting lethal here because we're down Solitude specifically. Also, Solitude could get Parallax waved. I don't know if we have an out here. See if we draw one. Yeah, I guess that plays a little bit. This should only get 3 copies. If I shoot the Parallax Wave, it's just gonna exalt my stuff, but like it at least puts like it's my Pure Steel Paladin online. I can shoot the Battle Axe and the second Battle Axe, perhaps. Oh, and if I target the Parallax Wave with the first one, I still get to keep some number of 2/2s, actually. It's Strike Force in time. God, this card is so good. Okay, so let's think about this. I think I'm just hitting both axes. I'm shooting the wave. They response exile my copy, and then I get nothing back. I put Cloud back in the command zone. This doesn't give trample or anything. It's just +2/+0. It's possible I'm supposed to shoot both the haste enablers because we'll just have 2/2/2s to put in front of these things versus no cards in hand. Although we have to be wary of the Mighty Thor killing me in the air. The haste I don't think the haste enablers are that relevant given that my opponent is hellbent right now. The Mighty Thors are just always getting played on 5 mana, and the haste doesn't do as much as like the extra power, I think. I mean, it could matter with like other top decked creatures though, and I don't think these Bloodford Battle Axes, the Bloodford Battle Axes, do kill me if they just go land Thor next turn. Although I get Sword of Fire and Ice plus GT next turn to beat Thor. I have very low confidence here. Don't give trample. I'm gonna shoot the haste enablers. I guess I'd be a little bit wary of that too. I'm going to play pure steel here. No, I'm gonna play G. I'm gonna equip Skull Clamp to one of these things and cast GT, I think. To not expose my pure steel to a removal spell. I think I'm gonna. No, this only attacks for 7 with double Bloodforged Battle Axe. I will be able to gain life with GT. Attack with both is great for me. I'm going to block 1, take 2, and then be able to pro blue past the Mighty Thor, but it means that they don't have a pro white blocker anymore. I'm going to block and kill this and draw 2 cards, and then take 2, go to 4, and then be able to answer the Mighty Thor with my suited up Hatu Sarase. This activates Abandoned Air Temple, hits me for 3 only. Yep. Okay. Like quadruple checking this thing doesn't randomly give trample. Alright, so we have 5 mana out of 8 spoken for here. We're gonna go pure Saga, pure steel, sword. Yep. Alright, well. Suit him up. Attack. Shock Thor, draw a card, ping Thor once with GT. Move equipment around. I think I'm gonna Skyclave this Containment Priest. I'm scared of, like, I don't know, removal of my creatures, equip, attack me for exactly 6 when I'm at 6 life here. I don't know. I can't imagine that I'm being beat by a lot else. Yeah. Remember when I took 1 draw step and I was like, I don't know if there's any card that can I think we're just dead. I don't know if there's any card that we can draw to win this game. And then we fucking drew the best card in the format. The unbeatable Hatu Sarase Strike Force. God, I fucking love this card. Okay, stream fix time? No, we still have to play game 3. No chat for you. No visible chat for you. I get to talk into the Aether for one more game of Magic. Ugh. So what did we see there? Did we see anything else interesting? It was just like more random counter spells. A bit larger of an equipment package than I expected, but I guess it does make sense that because Thor cantrips on with equipment, and it also like works pretty well with haste enablers. I don't think we really saw anything else out of the ordinary. Just like a lot of like blue white, like a mash together of blue white flash and like some value flicker targets. I'm gonna keep this. Double removal spell is really good. Dranith is pretty decent. Winter Moon is pretty good. Although I have to pick my spot, because it's looking like it's going to be pretty good if I can resolve it. So I have to be a little careful here. I don't know if I want to play Dranith on turn 2. I do kind of want to play Mindstone on turn 2, actually. The Mind Stone is a pretty good one. If it gets countered, it gets countered. If it doesn't, we're still holding up Plow to beat like Ophelia or like just land Thor. And again, if it gets countered, it's eating a counter for the Winter Moon. And if they tap out for Thor, we can go like Plow Winter Moon. When I'm probably deciding whether or not it's correct to counter this. Obviously, it depends on what's in their hand. They don't know what's in my hand. They don't know how good it is or is not for me. Seems like they almost certainly have a counterspell in hand here. So they probably don't just slam Thor. Rethinking your life decisions. With Mindstone and a single basic lands, I'm definitely willing to like 2-drop and then into like get countered into jam the Winter Moon. The real question is, how do we best bait some sort of reaction out of the opponent here? Is it just with Cloud? Is Dranith good enough to bait? It might just get removal spelled. And if Dranith gets just removal spelled, what do I care? Awkward. So if I play Dranith and it resolves, I feel like I just have to pass the turn. I could play Cloud after that and just like work through the counters slowly. Or I could just play Ranger Captain here. That probably eats a counter spell. And if it doesn't, we can potentially Ranger Captain into 1-drop. I think the longer the game goes on, the worse the Dranith gets, though. So if I can use the Dranith to eat something, I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, sure. I could play Cloud here. I don't think I want to. I definitely don't want to play the Winter Moon here. It definitely feels like 2-drop remove counterspell. Just a question of whether or not I want to jam Cloud into a 2-drop counterspell. I think I do. I think I'm willing to make. Oh, okay, it just resolved. Stifle? There we go. Oh, Ophelia. It's one of the reasons I specifically didn't play around Filia because I expected them to cast it last turn, and I was like, okay, I don't think we need to hold a removal spell here. I'm just gonna grab Formalware, I think, here, and if they exile Cloud, it's whatever. I still have Drain at the target, and if they attack, I can block and get Formalware value. Hopefully they can't go too crazy on this Filia, though. Just, like, annihilate me. Hopefully it's, like, modest value at best. They do need to, like, answer the Cloud and play a value-generating permanent if they want to get, like, max Filia value. Notably. Isn't the easiest thing in the world to accomplish. That's definitely not bad. It's not the best. Obviously, draw 2 cards to make a giant guy, but we do have answers to it at least. And we do get to block this Filia here. But yeah, just extreme punish for deciding to tap out there. Do you have a 1-mana removal spell for Cloud on top of it? That would be pretty brutal. Okay, cool. Next question is this. If I'm supposed to leave Cloud in the graveyard, which I don't think I am, it's a little bit risky versus the blue deck. Only 1 mana left, okay. Cool. I think this is just Plow plus Slam Wintermoon angle. They need like Spell Pierce, Force of Negation. I could just let this live a little bit, huh? I could like Tithe Taker into Wintermoon here. Shuts off only a little bit of my mana. I think it's worth it. Like the Quad Riddler is just hitting me for like 4 once. We have double removal spell in hand, so if they untap and try to hold up counter magic, we have multiple removal spells on top of it. I think I'm fine. Trying to fight through removal here and slamming this Wintermoon. Like they have 6 cards in hand. This Quantum Riddler's not generating advantage for a while. Does he have Force of Negation? Oh, that's so nasty. Or Daze. Wait, no, that can't be Daze. Has to be like exactly Force Negation. Brutal. Tough to play around that one, but we still got some play to this game. We can plow into Formalware Draenith if it's not a Thor turn. Getting the Formalware down on the Draenith is good for the Masterwork in hand. If he's tapping out for like the Mighty Thor or something, then we have free range behind our Tithe Taker especially. What was the pitch to the Force Negation? Tidebinder. Pretty good value for me at least. Not that much with the Tidebinder. Getting the 2 for 1. 2 for 4. Low-key, you kind of just want to draw lands for like the rest of the entire game. And I think I would be pretty sad. I think I'm going to start with Formalware here. It's really good to get in play because of the Masterwork, and if it doesn't get in play, then we have the opening to kill the Riddler. Oh, it's like the best of both worlds. But obviously, like trying to hit land drops. They're a little stuck on lands, but we can at least get this Riddler out of here. There's 4th land, but free spells are pretty taken care of here, so it's still not a great opening for Thor with this Tithe Taker in play. We can absent the Thor, put 4 more down. So it is a little awkward if they play Thor and the Absent. Could just keep it on top. Oh, Meddling Mage, the formal error. That could work. I think I might Absent the Mage and play formal error. Especially if I cast another spell here. Unless it's removal from my Tithe Taker. Cloud, sure. Guess I do have to be worried about how to beat the Jane or the Cloud potentially after this. This has Scrap Clamp, right? You just want to put the resources back in your hand. Oh, we could like Absent the Cloud and Masterwork the Clamp. Drawing land again is great, like we just said. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana versus 4 cards in hand. Could play Cloud, could play Formalware for Draneth, plus hold up Unexpectedly Absent. Seems okay. Swing first is always the move. I don't think so. Because I think then they just attack me, and I think my life is more important. Like, yeah, if they block, then they're a jump, and we get to get them. But like, in no world are they ever blocking. And if I attack and I'm taking 4 on the backswing or something, I'm not super happy about it, right? I guess because our Formware is always resolving, we'll always have like a giant creature to back to block, so it's like a free 2 damage kind of. Yeah. I mean, if they don't have any more free spells anyway. I do kind of agree. I think it's a little minimal. And it's possible that I just want to be able to like block and trade with this stuff anyway. Oh, right, I can't form more. Right, I was going to play Ranger Captain. I was talking about that like last turn. Get Mother of Runes, I think. I think we have time to set up a good protection card. It's either that or Esper Sentinel, honestly. They're a little tight on mana. Come down for Mother of Runes, though. It's a little awkward when they just play Clamp, equip Clamp. If I put the Cloud back, if I give them the Cloud, then they can get more value off of it. Are we Jane into clamping? Oh, to Fairy. That's brutal. If they have a land, we get super... I guess we don't get super punished for leaving the Cloud in play. They're just going to go land, Cloud, Clamp, draw 4, but then we can, like, recoup that same amount of card advantage, basically. Do I just want to burn this on the Meddling Mage? No, I think I'd rather hit the Thor with it. I think we just let it resolve. Sure. It's a little mana inefficient, but... Tap land, nice. No Clamp for you. Clamp for us. Clamp for us. I don't really think they get to block this Teferi, so I get to clear it and hold up the Unexpectedly Absent again. 1 artifact, 2 artifacts. Alright, step 1, attack Teferi for 5. Blocking's just kind of a fool's errand when you have a Cloud that's waiting to get clamped and a Meddling Mage that if you block, it's just gonna let me cast Formalware. I think I just clap Tithe Taker, honestly. Just thinking about if I want a Cloud, but I'm running out of time as well. I think I'm just stealing their Clamp. card. Oh wait, I have 3 artifacts? Oh, the Ancient Den. Shit. Oh shit, this is great. Holy shit, things are so good all of a sudden. God, now I have too much shit that I can do. Thank you, Ancient Den. Cast the Mighty Thor? You can't. Traneth, Voice of Victory, sure. I do need to kill them pretty fast. Mom, so we'll just go get Jite then. Yeah, it's Jite time. Oh, we want to kill this Voice of Victory though, because it works with their Skull Clamp. Because we could just unexpectedly absent the hell out of the Skull Clamp. Or we could just Witch Enchanter it on. I think I just pass. I think I'm fine. I shot the Skull Clamp. They're locked out of their commander. Because of the Traneth, we can GT up Cloud and like kill all their stuff. Or do we have to deal with the Pippin first? I guess we just unexpectedly absent the Pippin on my turn. It's got Ward 1, so I have to pay 3 for it. And just let Cloud die to like blocks. So it doesn't really matter. I just want like 4 GT counters and kill the rest of their board. We also have Formal Wear. Yeah, this is fine. We can win in 2 minutes easy. That's actually pretty obnoxious. I don't know what the play is here. I think I just like. I guess we have unexpected absence. It's not the end of the world. We can just get all our stuff back immediately. No, that's not how that works. We have no cards in hand. This is bad. Wasted a counter. Not that it matters. I don't want to unexpectedly absent this Parallax Wave. I think I'm just gonna like. I guess they're leaving 1 counter on it though. Oh, okay, that works. Just so I can kill it. Oh shoot. This doesn't actually work. Might not be able to actually kill him now. In a minute. There's too many extra game actions. What's happening? Are we conceding? Yeah. Now we're ahead on time, too. All right, easy. Yeah. Got there yet again. All right. Let's fix chat. Let's do some. Let's actually fix some stuff. Easy peasy, not even close. Yeah, not even a little bit worried. Again, shout out Hatsusurase Strike Force for that game too. God damn, that card fucking rips. Only is I'm gonna do a count on how many matches end with timeouts. I feel like it's at least 40%. Yeah, probably. Probably closer to 20. I'd say usually about one per league, maybe. How much time do we have? 5 seconds? Yes, 5 seconds to 0 seconds. All according to plan. Don't worry about it. Right, let me figure out how to bring chat back to life. Everyone's favorite part of streaming, which is doing tech support live. I also time out so much. I'm so bad at MTG O'Clock. I'm much better at MTG O'Clock when I'm not streaming and I'm not like talking through all my lines and like deliberating on stuff out loud. I like never time out. When I'm streaming, it looks like really bad all the time, but streaming genuinely takes probably like 5 to 7 minutes off my clock per match. All right. People in chat, please say something. So we can test this stupid thing. No one in chat saying anything when I say please say yes. Thank you. Thank you, monkeries. Thank you. It also didn't fucking work. Great. All right. Well, maybe we just have to go without visible stream chat today because it just decided that it wanted to break. We can, in fact, turn up our own volume. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. Fuck off. All right, we'll do the other thing, too. How's this? Do I sound louder now? Am I louder? Is this going in the right direction? Looking at a chat that doesn't exist for the YouTube audience. I think so. Okay, I didn't do it very much, so maybe it's hard to tell. We'll just do it more rapidly, and if I turn it up too loud, then so be it. How's this? Does this sound good? Maybe I should just like listen to my own stream for a second, huh? Sounds exactly the same to me. Better? Okay, fair enough. What's this? Is this, do you think this is good? All right, we're calling it there. And we'll resubmit. All right, there we go. We've upped our volume. Crank it. It's like it feels like it's peaking the mic. It's like going into the red on OBS. I don't feel like I want to be that loud, but if people want it louder, let me know. We can crank up the volume. Chat managed to convince me to actually fiddle with my volume settings without paying 100,000 or 100 million channel points. Fucking cheating. I genuinely don't know why chat died though. I like the Streamlabs chat text box widget is totally fine. What if we just like? No, that would take up my that would occupy my screen. Never mind. I was thinking of if I could like unhide it, like right below me, but because this border actually obscures part of. I don't like play full screened. I like to have like a little chat window right here, right outside of screen, so I don't have to like be like looking over here whenever I'm like wanting to talk to chat. So it's kind of just a more natural, still looking in this direction and stuff. But if I like tried to move it or like bring it to the foreground, I think that would just get messy and ultimately like not be that helpful. I don't think seeing chat's like that important, especially because I read aloud a lot of people's comments anyway. But we'll hopefully just have it fixed for next stream. It'll magically fix itself, I'm sure. On the upside, my computer hasn't crashed since I was about to start stream, which is good. Knock on wood. Kitty, no. Ugh. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to UDEC. Anyway, that was not the game or the clock, I guess, for the Mind Stone, but that was definitely like gearing up to be like a really quality Mind Stone game. But obviously, that was just like a my opponent stumbled on lands a little bit. We got to take advantage of a clamp being in play but not being equipped to the cloud yet, and Ancient Den coming in clutch. Every time I like think about cutting Ancient Den from this deck, I'm like, Ancient Den's only good with exactly Pure Steel and Urza Saga constructs, and it's like it opens you up to being worse versus Winter Moon. You can get it like naturalized and disenchanted and stuff. And it feels a little risky. And every time I start thinking about that, Ancient Den comes in like super clutch, and it's awesome. This volume is much better. All right, well there we go. I'm glad that it sounds much better for people, at least. I never noticed, and most people didn't seem to notice. Or I guess mine, I don't know, maybe everyone's just like cranking up the volume whenever they turn on the stream and not complaining about it because complaining is cringe. And generally, I would kind of agree, but Eric's okay. Eric gets a pass. Probably not to min standard, but well, yeah, I mean, that's impossible. Hence the channel point reward. I do just gotta like buy a whole new PC setup at some point. This thing is starting to get old. My computer, I have learned the hard way. Ow! Get off! Get out of here! Kick me in the back of the head. My computer cannot run Remnant 2, a game that I was trying to play with some of my friends. After about an hour of running Remnant 2, it'll just overheat and turn itself off, which is unideal. And also, it's like, you're 8 years old or something. I need a new computer if I want to play Monster Hunter Wilds Ascendance when it comes out next year anyway. Your kitty is so weird, but also so lovable. That's exactly what everyone says about her. People, the natural reaction to a lot of people when you just talk about a Sphinx cat to people, to the uneducated, is like, ew, it's so gross. But then if you ever like meet or even see a Sphinx cat IRL, you're like, damn, this is actually like fucking adorable. Okay, you can come back up here just so I can show you off to the camera, and then you're going back down on the ground. Look at this. Look at this precious baby. She's a gross, wrinkly bag of skin, but in an endearing way. And also, she's being really annoying right now. She's a pest. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you. Maybe we'll never get around to. Although, where's Eureka? We should just fire up the Doomsday Match now. Although, I think he said he was recording. Recording a podcast. Kitty! Get my way. Did he grow up a Peruvian Inca orchid dog? The super ugly hairless dog, and it felt like petting a wrinkly old man, but he still grew on you. I mean, does kind of feel like, well, dog's a little different. She's got a little bit of fuzz, like, around her head and her paws. If you look real closely at her paws, it looks like she's got little, like, mittens on. So she's got a little bit of peach fuzz. She has been described as, like, petting a warm peach rather than a wrinkly old man. Kitty, if you drool on me again, you're getting kicked off. You're just putting on a show for chat. You're just here because chat loves you more than me, and I understand that, but should have built a new PC before I moved out of Micro Center. Yeah, but also like then I would have to move an entire new PC across the country, which I didn't feel great about. That was my hang up. I don't know how much money that's going to cost me in the long term. Ow, 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 ow. Be gone. Nope. Release me. Be gone. Thank you. Hand's fine. On the draw's a little awkward because we probably are going to have to oust an Emery. If we're on the play, there's a chance we don't get turn 1 Emery, although probably not with the Synod start. Let's see what the damage is on this Emery mill to see if we really need to oust it or not. An Eyesight Golem? Yeah. Fuck. I think I'm going to play Springleaf Drum, and then I might go turn 2 Dranith oust Emery. They're mono blue deck, so it'll be a little hard to get Dranith off the board. Can't even cast the Eyesight Golem if they don't have Island, but not that hard for them to have an Island in their mono blue deck. But also, Eyesight Golem is just a fucking 2/2. I guess we don't need to oust the Emery if we have Dranith, huh? It's not really how that works. You don't really think about that. We can just turn off the Emery with the Dranith in play. Turn 1 dude into turn 2 drum is free, right? Isn't turn 1 drum into turn 1 dude plus 1 drop the way to do it? It would make the Springleaf Drum free, but it would give me only 2 mana to work with on that turn. Well, it'll give me 3 mana, but one of them has to be spent on the drum. If I go turn 1 Benevolent Bodyguard, this turn would have to be turn 2 play drum, and then I have 2 mana. Whereas this turn, I can go turn 2 Dranith into a 1 mana spell, which I think will end up being the exact same thing. Because I remembered how Emery against Dranith Measure works, and I don't actually have to kill this. I am just going to play Dranith into Benevolent Bodyguard, I think. It's tempting to actually play it. I might actually play Esper Sentinel. Because again, they're mono blue. They're unlikely to be able to kill my Granite Magistrate. Well, it's not the same as what I'm getting at. Because if I played turn 1 creature, I couldn't have gone turn 2 Drannith Magistrate Oust, which was part of my plan. Albeit not a good plan, because Drannith already turns off the Emery. I don't need to I don't need to waste the Oust. Metal Cyst, but I draw a card. Cool. Sure, you could chip your drum and you have 2 mana left. Well, so turn 1, Bodyguard. Turn 2, I have 2 lands. I cast the drum. I now have 1 land and 1 drum. I cast the Drannith Magistrate. I now have no mana. I've cast 3 mana worth of spells, but 1 mana has to be the Springleaf Drum. Whereas, because I put the Springleaf Drum to play on turn 1, I can spend 3 mana of spells that doesn't have to be the drum. I can play a 2 mana creature and use that 3rd mana for something else. It's a big Nettlecyst token. Nettlecyst Ornithopter does get a little scary. We can... Yeah, spend the same amount of mana. It's just like keeping my options open to do different things. Ooh, your reverse is really good. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'm just gonna spew my hand here. If they equip to the Ornithopter and hit me once, it's not the end of the world. We can oust it down the road and delay that problem by multiple turns. I think I'm just gonna spew everything. And if they don't equip to the Nettlecyst, I think I'll chump block with Bodyguard. I guess playing this Philia out is pretty free, huh? I don't want to, like, get it countered. Philia seems pretty good here. It does give them a little bit of extra info, obviously, but I don't think I care that much. Urza's Cave, that's a little spooky. Urza's Cave finds Urza's Saga. But we do have 5 men to play Cloud next turn. I think I want to keep my life total high here, which means blocking with this Bodyguard. I don't think it's very important at this stage of the game. Actually, I have to be worried about Talon Gates here. Although I'll have Give Reverence up next turn. And obviously, Benevolent Bodyguard just can't beat Talon Gates anyway. I think I'm just going to block like that. March is really nice as well. Combat, attack, kill, germ seems fine. I could obviously get some cloud value instead. I don't think I need cloud value. I think I'd like to make them waste mana equipping Nettlecyst stuff. Cloud costs 5 mana. I just don't think I care about a construct very much, even. We have the Felia to beat it. I tap Drannith because I'm never blocking with it. There's a world where I would try to block something with an Esper Sentinel that happens here. I think I just want GT, honestly. I think GT cleans up the board better than a Sword of Fire and Ice does right now. A compressor? I don't know what that is. Sounds made up. Yeah, the Saga, sure. They get one Saga token. We can Tech Edge it, or we can March it. And then they forced to make a construct at sorcery speed, and then we can attack and kill it with the Felia. If they have land, they can like suit up the Ornithopter and send. But then we can just pretty much win from there. Play GTA, equip GTA to Cloud, attack, or march the Saga, attack. If I draw land specifically, I think I will Tech Edge the Saga instead. Yeah, because that saves the march for the Nettle Cyst potentially, which could be threatening. Make a construct. Tap strength, cloud, attack both, kill the construct. Get 4 GT counters. GG. Why didn't he sack the bauble last turn? Maybe just forgot. Kill. Trade Cloud for Emery. Yeah, sure. Just don't really care. I think I'd rather just hold up the Giver for like in perpetuity. I think the game's over. I'm gonna kill the Thopter now. Play around like affinity junk. I don't know. You get to see Oust. They don't know that I have this March. Secret March. 5 mana. Yeah, interested. This is game over. Drannith Magistrate is really rough for Emery to beat. Especially because we also found the Giver of Runes, the one thing that protects it from, like, they could have potentially tried to finagle some world where they, like, answer Drannith for a turn by tutoring Talon Gates with Urza's Cave, and then, like, slamming, Paradox Engine or something like that. Rough beats for them. Disruptor Flute on Emery seems strong. Giver seems very strong. Enlightened Tutor is obviously a blank. Enlightened Tutor probably finds something broken. Can't really think about what. It seems like an easy keep. No turn one Emery, huge. Might end up being like Enlightened Tutor for Parallax Wave down the road. If we need to clean up like a bunch of constructs from stuff, sagas and Urzas and what have you. No Emery. That's pretty suspicious. Sick. I'm just wondering if I want to get Stoneforge Mystic countered just to punch through it, or like hold up Flute. Because if I hold up Flute and they just go like land 0 artifact, play Emery, and keep holding up 2 mana, I'd rather like get the 2 mana counterspell out of their hand. We can just Stoneforge into this counter and then like Cloud for Formal Wear or something. Yeah, sure. Beatdown's engaged. Next turn we get Cloud and Flute even, because we have this City Traders. 2 mana Emery. Mills, nothing important. Amphibian Downpour is kind of a sicko one. Not even Metallic Rebuke up here. I'm gonna play around Spell Pierce to play Flute first. I think I'm gonna go City Traders Flute into Cloud. And if they have like a 1 mana counter for Cloud, it's whatever. Ooh, Spell Snare. That's a pretty good one for them to have here. Don't get any value yet. I think this is just Cloud for GT again, and just have like Giver of Runes backed. Although we do have to be no, this is blue, so this wouldn't be Cloud. They don't have anything to get for value currently. I think I just want something that kills the Emery. I think this is pretty fine. That's I don't know how that works, right? Yeah, you get to cast the card. You don't get to play the card. There's Urza, like we talked about. I'm just gonna equip GTA and Jam into this. If they block with the well, I guess they could always block with the construct though. Then I have 4 counters and a dead Cloud. Because if I give it pro colorless, I'm just thinking about if I need to like Enlighten Tutor this turn. It's pretty not exciting if I do. I don't love letting them untap with Urza. If I spend my whole turn Witch Enchanter the construct, I don't get to untap with the Urza. If I could Enlighten Tutor for any like 0 mana card, it would be nice, but obviously I can't. Let's see what we draw. I don't think there's an Enlightened Tutor play here. Disruptor Flute is down on the Emery, which would be nice to name. 4 counters means that my Cloud is just trading for a construct and an Urza, which is not exciting. Maybe they'll block badly. Who knows? Oh, maybe they have a counterspell. Fair enough. Well, This gives me the opportunity to play another 2-drop. Not that that matters. I could like attack and see if they block and get them with the Zaganjo. I don't think they ever do, and then we just play Sanctifier. It's like just the easiest no blocks of all time. Yeah. Spellskite can beat the Jite, is annoying. I can't. Oh, and if I kill it, the Emery just like locks me down. I guess I just take 4 Jite counters and sit on them for a bit. Or is this time to pull the trigger on Enlightened Tutor for P Wave? Although I need my Jite in hand before I do that. It might just be like Cloud, Jite equip, play land, say go, and then have the ability to end step Enlightened Tutor for P Wave, untap, play P Wave. Miss on land. Be nice. Oh no, never miss on land as a construct. But also you'd have to tap the construct, which is dangerous. I guess no, because the surveillance game has flash too, so you could always just activate Emery on my turn. Ooh, attack? Isn't that like really bad for you? Although no, the spells guy beats the Jite now, right? If I block, they just cast Surveillance. I just lose my Sanctifier for no reason. This only beats the Giver of Runes? This is just a free turn for me to attack, right? If they play the Surveillance to tap the Cloud or whatever, I just give it pro blue. I just get a bunch of Jite counters. I can't kill anything with the Jite counters because the spell's great. So I want to just make them take a bunch of damage, which maybe, and like not be able to use anything else. They'd have to cast the spell's guide again, but that would use all my Jite counters. If I attack first, that's fine if they block. They should always block with Urza because the spell sky protects it. I guess I should. No, if I give it. Well, no, now it's. Oh, no, they can untap the construct. Shoot, I fucked up. But only minorly. Because they can just block Cloud, but then I give it. Oh, no, this wastes my mana. Fuck. This is stupid. Because now I can't. Like, the Jite's not on the Cloud anymore. Or just let the damage happen. And just get my 4 counters. That's really bad, though. think I just let the damage happen to get my 4 counters now. I think that's better than pro-colorlessing. Is it worth pinging this? No, I think I just hope that this turn isn't like exceptionally brutal on me. Okay, sure. That's a 2/2. I just get to free block this, right? Unless they crack the explosives. No, I just pro-colorless Sanctifier and block. Absorb the damage. How can you give her a post block to give pro-colorless? No, because the GT falls off. I could have, but the GT would then fall off, and I would get no GT counters. And I valued 4 GT counters over keeping my cloud alive. I shouldn't have attacked though. I missed the untapped construct angle until it was too late. Rough. Still not like accruing a ton of value. So they haven't had like something that really enables the Emery. Although they can sack EE and for 1 and then sack it for 2. It's pretty. Oh no, they can't because they're a mod card deck. That's how that works. Tip down the giver. Draw 2 cards. Yep. Kill giver and I said golem. I don't think they. No, they did. They did think about that. They tapped the other side. The ooze, sure. That is free to. It's 1 mana to cast. Oof, transmute. That's probably gonna be GG. I imagine this goes in like just flutes parallax wave or something, or just like, kills me. Could you Could you just get typing needle? Sure. Could you have just gotten pay 3 mana, get the untapper? Make the name GT. Hold. Maybe a witch enchant. We're still alive. Not did it at F6. So what's my sequence on this P wave? Transmute into, not transmute to Parallax Wave, transmute into the untapper, whatever the fuck that card's called. They had 3 extra mana. And then they could have cast an EE. What is it? What is it untap? Is it untap everything or non-creature No, it's non-land permanents, right? They could have just like made a bajillion mana. Although I don't know if that would have been good enough because they don't have anything to like. They could repeatedly like play and sack an EE on 0, but I don't think that does enough. Non-land. No, they just make infinite mana, right? They repeatedly play and sack EE on 0 and then Urza through their entire deck. Oh yeah, and they have Cam. Yeah, okay, they definitely just could have killed me there, right? Don't you know your 2015 CDH staples? Yeah, didn't they ban? Didn't that got banned in EDH? For some reason? God knows why. CDH players, please don't explain. I'm good. I don't care. Shoot this. Redirect to Spellskite. I don't think we're gonna win this game. We don't have like a Containment Priest to get rid of all this shit. I think it's just gonna come back and we're gonna die. So we don't have a Cloud holding a GTA right now. If we just like had a Cloud holding a GTA right now that could attack and get 4 counters on an empty board state and like be able to kill all this stuff on the return trip, it would be much better for us. I think I'm genuinely not gonna kill this construct, just so we can hold this P-Wave a little longer. I don't know if I'm allowed to do that. But it's not going to stop me. So we top deck exactly Felia this turn, maybe? To like P-Wave forever? Not really, because I need to kill this Emery. We draw Crystal Vein to get our GTA online immediately. Does that do anything for us? We ain't blocking. Or at least we ain't blocking with the construct token. Or with the sanctifier. Yeah. Maybe we are blocking with the construct. We needed to like. Maybe we are blocking the construct, I mean. I think it does hit for a lot. I think it's like mutagen an Ornithopter to kill me next turn. Yeah, let's actually chump block. They should put mutagens on their Emery, right? Do anything? It's a little late for the Parallax Wave Abolish combo, huh? It does at least kill a construct for me. Oh, I guess they couldn't mutagen because we could just ping. Oh no, if we ping in response, they can just cast it again. We can Odawarad. Alright, fine. Oh, well, my opponent's down to 9 minutes on the clock. I think I'm actually like would rather than just draw counter spell here, because now killing the contract it means they're just gonna like pump up this Thopter, right? Whereas if they didn't do that, they might attack first. Yeah, they're just gonna get back into the construct and a spell's good anyway, and we're gonna be dead. Alright, my plan, as always, stop deck Hatu Sarase Strike Force, which is why we just cast Cloud here. And we grab Skull Clan. I shouldn't have played G2. I should have just climbed my Cloud. I don't know why. I wasn't thinking about that. You've hit a loose focus. Would have been a good one to hit in response to my Cloud, but I understand there's some time pressures. Are we casting? Sure. If I draw a recruiter, I'll feel real stupid about not drawing 4 cards last turn. Yeah, fair enough. We really shouldn't be taking these game actions with 7 minutes on the clock there, opponent. We should be killing me. Targeting, scrying one. Rough stuff. I wonder if that game could have gone differently if I had not attacked into the untapper. This seems a little dicey. I mean, I guess naming Emery is pretty good. It's a little scary that we don't have like a good solid answer to Emery, but we could always just cloud for Lion Sash. And Esper on the play is pretty powerful here. So I think I am going to keep. This might be like Esper Sentinel, Cloud for Sash, Peacekeeper on Emery into the Sash or something. We already have the Clamp to recoup card advantage later. Play a 0-drop, pay 1, say go. Oh, not. Okay, we're going to play Eternal Emery then. With Baubles. Eternal Emery is pretty strong here. Build a Moon Snare prototype. What's my game here? Is it Thalia? Guess we'll see what we draw. So the only trouble with Thalia is that they will still have a personal Howling Mine, but we also have a personal Howling Mine unless they continue to pay mana. So playing Thalia means that they have to put 2 mana into every bauble, or else I keep drawing cards. I think that's enough worth it that I'm willing to play Thalia here and to potentially delay my ability to get Lion Sash by a turn. We can just keep taxing out this Emery. Skull Clamp, cool. Yeah, like if you just go like land, play bauble, yeah, that's nothing. Well, I mean, it's not nothing. Patchwork is sort of scary, but it'll take a while. We can name the Emray too, make it take even longer. What the? Am I supposed to name this Transmute? Is that card? That card is scary, but like, what does it find that kills me? We have like Paradox Engine pretty iced out, and like, I don't know what else you're doing exactly. I think I like naming Emery here. Transmute, you can get like a 2-drop if you draw a land. I think I'm just going to name Emery and just continue to put the pressure on that card. I think this attack is free. They double block. No. I think double blocking would still be good for me, but I don't want to think about it very hard. Spellskite. We can Seamer up the Patchwork now, which is not. Well, I guess we can't. We can Seamer up the Spellskite. This might just be GT territory again, huh? They have a flute though, but we can Seamer up a flute. No, we can't. There's a Spellskite. I guess we can grab GTA, and then if that happens, we can always do some clamp stuff. And they can't flute yet. If we draw a land, we're good. I think I'll just play clamp. So we go. Might doesn't do anything, right? Might's not pro colorless at all. Hexproof from a color. That's a pretty good one to draw when you're under the thumb of this Thalia. So you can flute through Thalia and Sentinel and name Jite. Or you can like you can cast a single bauble off of Emery. You could transmute X equals or transmute for a 3-drop by sacking a 2-drop. I think it looks like they're holding up flute. They'll probably cast it if I cast Jite. Does that mean I don't want to cast Jite? I don't really have any better options. Jite tonight. Oh, wow, they just I guess they can always let me have counters. I maybe shouldn't be playing out this many creatures into like a potential like cataclysm game. There's the flute. Pay for the Sentinel. You just got named GTA here, I think. Yep. And then we get to potentially Clamp Cloud. Are we transmuting for something? No, just casting 1-drops. Might as well play Jar, right? All the Sentinels down? No. Okay. That's not how it works. Ooh. A plow means I can beat the flute now, right? Because I can plow the Spellskite and seam rip the flute. Flare of Denial sacking Emery. Let me draw a card. Interesting. But Spellbinder's nice. I can't play it this turn. This might just be an Enlightened Tutor game instead, huh? Enlightened Tutor for P-Wave or something? I have no idea what this gets. I guess we'll find out. It just gets a 2-drop, right? And we drew an Abolish, sure. Sack Skite, get a different 2-drop. Yeah, there's dead. There's so many options. We get to like abolish the flute too. They sack the spells guy. We're just like miles ahead there. We put a huge pressure on Emery, and they had like a pretty Emery reliant hand. It's like very land light. Wanted to like cast Bobble over and over and stuff like that. You just got to like curve out with insane anti-Emery cards. And then Clap Cloud. Sick. Let's go next. Shout out to that one guy in the Duel Commander Discord who thinks Emery is the best deck since Sliced Bread. It's completely unbeatable and it's tier 0 and everyone should be playing it. I think I've never lost to Emery on stream. Two for 6 minutes is way in a stale board state is way ahead. Yeah, that's also true. Yeah, it's gonna be really hard for my opponent to kill me in 2 minutes. But I think we're just like going to win there. We got to draw 4 cards off of Cloud, and they're under the thumb of like triple anti-Emery creature. They're like Mana Light versus Esper Sentinel, Thalia. We have like 3 removal spells in hand or whatever, and the ability to like E-Tutor for Parallax Wave. Magda Horde Master. Alright. This is a decent, not great Magna Horde Master hand. I do like the ability to march a turn 1 activator on a Magna. Especially against a Mold of 5. I don't think I marched this particular activator. I think I just marched the Magda, and if they want to trade, if they want to shock my face to make a treasure to try to recast the Magda, I think that's kind of fine with me. What's my pitch here? Sash, probably? cool. They just let it happen. I think I'm just gonna cloud for clamp, and if they seal fire it, then we just. I vaguely hate leaving cloud in the yard versus the decks that have a bunch of graveyard hate cards, but. They would have played one. They might have drawn one like in the past 2 turn cycles specifically. There also is a word where they don't activate seal until we try to clamp cloud. In which case we can Reverend Mantra. Pitching the Voice of Victory, probably. Guess I should have attacked. Oh no, then what happens if they block? Another removal spell on my Skull Clamp. Well, I guess that's fine. We need to keep Cloud now. Wait, we can also jolt away the Skull Clamp. Huge. Red. One card in hand. I'm gonna leave the Skull Clamp in the yard for a turn to kill this Hired Claw. They play Graveyard Activator. I guess I cry. But we can also Sky Claim it at least. And if the Cloud dies, we'll just away the Cloud. I would like one Skull Clamp, please. I would like 4 cards, please. Those are, in fact, some pretty good ones. Honestly, yeah, I'll just take 2 more cards. I don't think there's a real way we lose this game. Yeah, you got it. I don't think card does. Wait, do I need to kill this right now? If you don't, you may play the card this turn. Yeah, I guess I should kill it so that I get to draw a land. Huge abolish value. Shout out to the haters. All right, well, hand was really good against the Bolt 5. That's how that works. I find this matchup a little bit tense sometimes. Mono Red has a lot of good options against Mono White. Magda's kind of an annoying card to answer sometimes, given how easily it has the ability to recast itself, basically rebate it for its commander text. If they just keep 7 with turn 1 activator, turn 2 Magda, plus a few removal spells, it can get a little ugly. No 1-drop on the draw versus a 7 is tough. It's a good 7, but I don't know if we're just gonna be too behind to really capitalize here. My cat is meowing at the screen. Can you move your mouse back and forth for her? I don't think. I mean, does that work for your cat? Um, I don't. This thing's tough. I think I'm gonna go again. Alright, the sand is some better action, although Switch Freaking Fix not exactly the best card against Magda. Want third land, want one drop. Maybe I do just put back the Swift Freaking Fig. So it's not very good against Magda. It's nice against the 4/4 things. I think I just kind of want the rest of this hand. Okay, not an activator for Magda. That's nice. This might be a GT angle, honestly. They have like turn 3 Magda plus shock, though. GT angle's pretty rough. Versus 4 cards in hand. I think I'm okay getting GTA because we have Stoneforge backup at least, if the cloud does get answered. I just don't know what happens if my opponent goes Magda go. What am I supposed to do then? Huh. I wonder if they do you sack the Dragon's Rage channel here? I think you should, but my opponent might not. That's so greedy though. It's so greedy not to do that, yeah. Leaving the graveyard, Stoneforge for Formalware plus Ocelot Pride seems fine. Oh. They're good. It's not very, because if... Wait, how does this work? If my opponent throws Magda with Broadside, do they get a treasure? I guess I don't really care. I think I just want 2 creatures. I just rather have 2 creatures in play versus a Broadside Bombardiers. And now this just gets sort of Fire and Ice, I think. Good with the aid, good against the mono red deck. They don't? Okay, that's good to know, I guess. Makes sense, right? Because I think the last thing you do is like put the thing on the stack, right? You have to pay all the costs first. And part of the cost being sacrificing the creature means that when the thing goes on the stack, there's no Magda in play. I'm not a judge. What we got? Spyro. Alright. Discard Mountain and Magus. Sure. Attack. Throw token at Pride. Hope to God that they didn't draw a shock. Spyro. Is it not Spiro? Is that not how you pronounce the drug? Is it pronounced Spyro? I will elect not to block. Shoot the Stoneforge, sure. Maybe the spell, sure. Right. Seems like a shot Bolton bodyguard or Bolton Play Bodyguard, play Troller on Cloud. Cloud goes and gets... Although, do I just want to make 2 giant creatures instead? No. I think I'd rather have Bodyguard than another giant creature. Which means I'd rather go Bodyguard into Formal Wear on Cloud, go get Masterwork. Also, what the fuck was that Elemental? Probably. I was about to say probably from Marvel, but Marvel probably doesn't make Elementals, right? One card in hand. It's pretty good for me. Magda, sure. If they attack with Broadside, I'm allowed to double block. If their last card in hand is removal, then I weep actual, real human tears, but... And then I just let damage happen here. Slice? Are you kidding me? Jesus. That's so brutal because it means that they don't even have to use the broadside to clean up. They just get to kill everything for free. Leave that in the graveyard again, I guess. We might just be dead. Wait, hang on. 0 cards in hand, 4 life. Aid, Cloud, get... No, if we draw a land, we could aid, Masterwork, Skateboard, Jite, but that doesn't work because we didn't draw a land. But we did draw this Oust, notably, which is big. That's stalling this Bombardiers for a turn. So we instead just Oust, aid, say go. And then we really want to draw land. I guess I get a blocker in case. Maybe let's just get Skateboard to tap down. That's fine. If they like triple block, we can blow them out with Swift reconfig. We just attack. Because if they drew lightning bolt, we're fucked, but that's our life. Who got there? All right, just barely. I maybe wanted Skull. I don't know. I think we're just losing there if they have like last card Bolt. Yeah, the Skull Clamp. We can cast the Skull Clamp on the Cloud next turn, but it also opens us up to getting shocked at cards that they like do place a number of. Signature Magda. That was a close one. You don't really see that deck have like the aggro draw super often, but Bratza Bombardier is a hell of a fucking card. And they had the the colorless removal spell too. Because if they have colored removal spell, then like they have to waste the like the broadside throw plus the removal spell. They just have a lightning bolt there versus the stack block. They have to bolt the cloud or they bolt the cloud and force me to sack the bodyguard, and then they have to throw the other thing at it. Bombardier's almost solo the game. That is true. Bombardier is a fucked up magic card. Well, I'll be right back. I'm gonna run to the bathroom. Let's I guess queue up for the next match while we wait. Usually takes a little bit. I will be right back. XJ will time out that match because he queued it and left. I'm calling it. You thought we were getting a match in 2 minutes. That match ended so fast too. Think about someone who said that. Like I guess I was about to say who said that 40% of our matches ended in timeout, but we did get 2 straight matches that ended in timeout. We did also win both of those matches. Let the record show. I think we were very favored. We were literally taking for lethal versus Mighty Thor, and then we were very favored. I think versus Emery. They didn't even time out. They had like 3 minutes left. They might have thought that they couldn't win in 3 minutes, but I think they just couldn't win in general. I just can't like I just keep thinking about how fucking great this card is. Just like all your matchups, how awesome it is to draw it all the time. Just I don't know. I feel like no one else is talking about it. I guess because it's like isn't good in any other decks besides like Cloud and Felia specifically. It's a little rough. But like it's been so good so often that I'm like thinking about it in something like Quint, where you just like play against a control deck that's like you just like jam Quint into a counterspell like 2 or 3 times, and then you get to hit him with the Hatu Strike Force. It's like 2/3 or 3/4 uncounterable. Did you say that? I don't think so. I forget who it was. It was towards the start of the stream. It was right after the end of round one, where I timed out my opponent. Where it ended 0 seconds to 5 seconds. We had a healthy amount of clock, right? We had like 5 minutes on the clock in game 2 at least. And then match 3, it ended so fast. I mean, it's mono red versus mono white, but like that's not a fast deck by any means. It's a mono red deck, but it's simply not like an aggro deck. Is everybody excited for the bans next week? I didn't actually say it out loud. It is in the stream title, but there will be no stream next week, notably. I got a business trip. I'll be gone all week. No stream, but I need 3-0. I need 5-0 prediction to remake my fortune. Remind me for 4. I don't want to make it at 3-0. I want to count my chickens before they hatch. But yeah, no stream next week, which is a little bit unfortunate because I usually like to make content like right on the cusp of like things happening. So if cards get banned, I don't know. I think the people that want. I think Car will probably get banned. I also think that the people who say that Car is unbeatable unless you're playing blue are whiny babies and don't want to adjust their decks at all. But I do think that perhaps the play patterns are not conducive to the format at large. And the format is probably better off without Car existing. But I think Car is plenty beatable without being a blue deck. People just don't want to play cards to beat Car. They just want to complain about how impossible it is to beat. Which is weird because I'm usually on the side of like just ban shit all the time. Like when like ban Car and Legacy. Yeah, fuck that shit. I do think like it's a way different deck in those formats, but like I'm a big fan of banning cards aggressively on Legacy. I guess that's the. It's not really a difference because I do think Car probably should be banned. I just also think that people can beat Car in Duel Commander, but they just don't want to. I hope Car gets banned because I'm starting to believe it'll survive the Legacy BNR, and I don't think I can take that. I hope that it gets. I really wanted to get banned in Legacy. It's so miserable in Legacy compared to Duel Commander. I think if they take any action, they'll probably. I think it's probably 2099's time to go. I think it's just been a little bit too good for too long. I think 2099. We've talked about this at length before, but like the deck itself doesn't feel like it's doing anything particular, like too problematic. It's just a little bit too good. I just kind of wish that it could be a little bit worse without just like banning 2099, but you can't really do that short of like banning like most but not all of the haste enablers or something really stupid looking like that. Watsy's going to do enough with the ban list this time. For real, trust Copium. Well, I mean, that ban list isn't for like another like 3 weeks, right? Isn't that like August 10th or something? That's the real format's ban list. Duel Commander gets its bans next Monday. I will be on a plane probably when the ban gets announced, so I get to land and learn what happened. Land and watch all the fallout. Let me have a Loomer month. Well, I mean, you'll have it like at least 2, right? It's 2 months between every ban list update. I don't think Loomer is like terribly problematic right now. Genuinely, I think that's probably the amulet effect, but I do think that Lumra is a lot better than its results would tell you. Because this format doesn't have nearly as many amulet perfects as Modern does. But yeah, if Car doesn't get banned at Legacy, I'm going to be really bummed because that means that we're just locked into Car format for Eternal Weekend, which just seems so fucking miserable. WotC does tend to pull the trigger way more aggressively when a combo deck is tier 1, though. It does seem like the Doomsday deck is like the best shell for Car. And Doomsday being a top deck in the format, I think, is a bad look. Just not really the deck you want to be like the figurehead of the format, I don't think. Broomsday, you mean Smile? I think some of the car puns are fun. I think Broomsday is like fine. I think people are trying too hard with some of them. Reanimator? That's bad. That's bad. That's worse than Uber. Death and Taxis. Car slop. That's the format. I'm like super wash in Legacy though. I really need I'm gonna start playing it again more. Car or not, I am locked into Eternal Weekend this year. So after the BNR update, I'm definitely gonna start playing Legacy more. To at least prepare a little bit for Eternal Weekend. But like I keep seeing the Welder Cam deck do well. And I just like don't understand why that deck is playable in this current metagame. It doesn't feel like you should have like a good Doomsday matchup or a good car matchup at all, or but like maybe you're just like like you just like duck getting turn one card and then you're like beating the other decks right below it. Car vile trigger combo, good old 6 mana. Play energy deck is stupid and easy. No, I like winning. That's not true. I play Death and Taxes. I just don't like playing energy. Not the type of decks that I enjoy playing. Car Vile Dev thinks that has to lock out the counter car. I see. That's the real sauce. It's super D&T. It's not D&T at all. It just has white cards. Yeah, it's got Swords to Plowshares, a Wasteland. It's D&T. Trust. It does things that D&T does, like play a bunch of creatures and attack with them, and like not have a lot of card advantage. It has a companion. The Welder Cam deck should have a companion, and I hope more people start to play it. They also have fucking Arena of Glory, so they can like get Reality Smasher Giganta action. But then people are like, "Oh, but I don't want my combo opponent to know I don't have Force Will in my opener." It does not change things. They're gonna turn one you. You have Force or not. Your opponent had sitting there with Dark Ritual, fucking Doomsday, Dark Ritual, Car, Pedal, whatever in their hand. They're not gonna be like, it didn't reveal a Giganta. What if I get Force of Willed? Not real. Not a real decision that matters. The 5/5 could definitely matter. I understand that Giganto's a really hard card to evaluate because it's like the weirdest type of companion in that it's like not an actively a good card. It is just literally free to play. And literally free bad card is a lot different to analyze than make deck building constraints to play an actively good card. Something like Yorion or like Luris. Well, Luris is kind of best of both worlds because Luris's deck companion text is build your deck good. the games you lose to Gigantha fucking suck as well? Wait, what do you mean? The games that where you're losing to a Gigantha suck? Or I don't understand the. It does when the opponent the emotional damage that you do by killing them with the Gigantha. But like that's the thing is that those decks lack like some card advantage. Sometimes they get into those end games where it's just like where you're a deck that like really pressures your opponent to have like early game removal and stuff, and then suddenly you're sitting there with like a bunch of mana trying to top deck, and then you can just like press on them a little harder. You can play your 5/5 out, maybe even a 5/5 haste with your Arena of Glory and stuff, and then maybe they have to burn a plow there, and you get to resolve your welder, or maybe it just kills them. It's legitimately very good. Cure is also bad cards only playable because it's free. Probably worse than Gigantha. Yeah, that's almost certainly accurate. But it's also, yes, yeah, no, that's just true. I think it is people, but like no one plays. I guess the thing is that no one plays Kahira in Legacy. People play it in Modern, but like you're not giving up, you're not like spewing info. You're not getting like turn one combo. Like oh, they don't have Snapcaster Mage in their control deck. Yeah, Gigantha's hard to kill. Legitimately. Dodges like a lot of black and red removal. You have to like snuff out or unholy heat. To play Kahira in a Tamiya world that feels like they're oh yeah, I mean, no one's registering Kahira in Legacy anyway. Although I think Lance players should be registering it, and I think sometimes they don't. Sometimes they're playing like weird creatures and they shouldn't be, obviously, but oftentimes you'll see like no creatures or like just endurances or something like that. I think you should be playing Kahira. Pidgeotto, Force of Vigor, and stuff. Yeah. There are reasons where you don't want to play Kieran lands, like if you're playing Ice Till. I've seen there are lists that play Elvish Reclaimer and stuff like that. There are legitimate deck building decisions to not play lands in certain metas or when certain cards are available, like Ice Till. I guess not fairly recently, but you know. There are times historically where I think Kira was playable in lands and they just decided not to play it for reasons unknown to me. Probably because blah blah blah, my combo opponent's gonna turn one me. Especially like the tempo decks are like down on Murktide a lot too, which means like your 5/5 contests the board way better. You're not just like dying to an 8/8 flyer. They're just like relying on shitty ground dudes more often. Because flow state puts enough like pressure on your graveyard where like the Murktides get worse. Welcome to the XJ Cloud stream where we just rant about how broken companions are, but people just refuse to not play them. I've never seen a combo deck not go for it, turn one in the blinds. But that's kind of like there are worlds where your opponent, like your Doomsday opponent, looks at turn one Dark Red Doomsday, and if they're on the draw and you go like no, don't reveal companion, you go like Volcanic Go or whatever, and they're like maybe I should cast this Thoughtseize before I cast my Dark Ritual Doomsday, and like you should like ram into Days or whatever. And you buy an extra turn, you're like, okay, now that they've Thoughtseized me, I'm somehow going to cobble together the combo and beat the Doomsday with this extra turn that I've been given. And I didn't like play my Welder on turn one for some reason. And even if you don't reveal Jeggy, if you lead, yeah, you lead like Plateau Ocelot, right? It's a little bit different in the Volcanic Violence deck, granted, but. I think the upside on Gigantha cannot be understated. Literally, free cards are very broken. But people don't get that. There's a weird thought experiment here of like, how bad does a card have to be before like you just like never play it or like only play it in very niche decks? Like 3 mana, like a companion that's just like a 1/1. that you have to pay 3 mana to put it in your hand. Like if it's just like an 8 mana 1/1 or something, you're not playing that in anything besides like Pox or something where you're just like, I want to be able to discard an extra card. And the companion text is just like nothing. You just get to play this for free. You just lose a sideboard slot. But like if it's colored, then you play it in a lot of decks because like, oh, this card suddenly pitches to Forcible for free, or pitches to Solitude for free, or Endurance or whatever. Yeah, 8 mana 5/5 that you get access to every single game is yeah. The sideboard card option, the sideboard card talk is like 8 cost on tap for sure would go crazy if it's colored. Yeah, true. Yeah, the cost of a sideboard slot is like you just need to like beat those people with hammers. Your sideboard slot does not matter as nearly as often as like a Giganta is going to come up. This is like the fucking like burn players in Modern when Luris was legal, and they're like, I think my 15th sideboard slot is actually more impactful than the Luris. Just you're wrong. It's fine. It's okay to be wrong, but you're wrong. Even if Luris couldn't even cast anything, your deck Luris would be just like an insane companion, and every single deck that could play it. I'll put that Null Rod in my sideboard and dodge all the Forge matchups. Yeah, surely this extra consigned memory will be the deal breaker. I'm going to draw this one against Eldrazi. I'm going to fucking get him. How will they ever beat that one? No, I didn't play against Blue Black 3 times in this event, and I didn't have a free 5/5 to play as at any point. What do you ask? I'd rather have a sideboard card that I board in 15% of my matchups, and then I draw in 10% of those games. Did you consider that I might be right? This is a valid argument. This is tough. That one of Mindbreak Trap will pay off trust. True. The one you always draw the one of Mindbreak Trap in your opener when you play against Storm. We're not finishing this league tonight. That'd be kind of fine. I wasn't sure if I was going to post this one on YouTube because I don't want to disrupt the cadence of all of the videos going out. Also, I mentioned at the start of the stream, but for anyone joining in now, if you go on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/@xjcloud, you can see the cool stuff con. I'm going round by round with Duelcast MTG, the guy I played in round 1 actually of this event, of this league, not of that event. Not born, but we go over my matches from Cool Stuff Con Dallas, some Paper Duel Commander coverage on YouTube. You play against Professor Rex again. The Reanimator Aminoto player. This hand seems god fucking awful. This hand seems also pretty bad, but I think I'm gonna keep it on 6. We're on the play. We have an anti-counter spell card. We have like Voice into Cloud Sash. We have like Abolish up for an Overlord. Link. My go to youtube.com and then type in xjcloud into the search bar. I could link it if you really want a link, I can give you one when I'm not playing a match. Oh, that's a real good one versus Minato as well. I think I'm gonna play this. This might be a City of Traders like Cloud Winter Moon angle. I might even grab a clamp. Ooh, basics. It's not allowed. Yeah, sure, whatever. Oh, I mean that could have gone worse. I mean they're probably gonna reanimate it, and it's gonna go much worse. But if they don't have reanimator card exactly next turn, at least. Yeah, the Winter Moon doesn't do anything here, but I think I'm still gonna do it. Keeping the planes at hand also plays around Animated or like Land Necromancy. You guys try to win off of the back of Lion Sash. Obviously, if they just untap cast Reanimator spell, I'll just cry about it a lot. Yeah, that's totally fine. This Winterman wasn't very good. Just play your tap land again, please. No, stop. I don't think we're getting reanimated, or they would have done this pre-combat. Sure, they want me to block so I can steal my land, maybe. Like, come on, at least play an animate dead. Be cool. Be cool about it. Not Profane Tutor. I guess that's fine. I feel like if you're attacking though, you like this is not you're not the aggressor here. I blow up my lions, my city traders here. Actually, do I want to protect my Sash from a removal spell? I might. Versus a suspended Profane Tutor. Kind of don't hate attaching here and eating the. Maybe I wasn't supposed to eat aggressively. They have to like. But if they had a 2-mana reanimation spell, they would have played it. And if they had milled a creature there, they would have had to like top deck reanimation spell into mill giant creature. Beating on my turn plays around Stifle. Yeah, I mean, that is true. Ooh, a Dust Bowl. It's not the worst draw in the world. Probably not activating it, but we'll see. Yeah, I think I'm just trying to damage race them here. Although they're probably going to tutor for something that answers the Sash, right? Let's just eat one thing. It's a Shaman Sash. Probably not against the Voice of Victoria, but it is an option. What do you tutor here that can kill the Sash? Or do you not care about the sash and you just treat it like an overlord and set up in a Minato turn? That would be pretty backbreaking. Sure. I suppose Prismatic Ending does do the thing. Do they know? Yeah, it's fine. 2 cards in hand. It's really tempting to leave this in the graveyard, but I think I'm kind of just fine recasting it for 4 mana instead. Need to play a Minato here though, which is pretty gross. They continue to have my Voice of Victory. Problem is I don't think we can win if we're just gonna die. Maybe it just has to be Skull Clamp though. We take 3, we go to 6. Obviously, if they have a big thing to flicker, we're gonna die. But we're gonna die anyway. I think we might just need to load up on cards here, more than like play Glimmer Lens to have 2 bodies into play to attack the Minato. I'm gonna leave it in the graveyard now. All right, this stuff plays a little bit at least. If they have Overlord, they have Overlord. Not, because they have 2 cards in hand. Cool. Skateboard feels pretty loose, huh? Versus 2 cards in hand. If I play Skateboard and equip and attack the Minato, it's obviously nice, but if they removal spell it, I guess I'm always just casting Sanctifier. I mean, I could just get Glimmer Lens and go like Sanctifier Glimmer Lens and just play to the board instead. Could also just march this Voice of Victory. So I can hold up Abolish. Although we're getting to Hardcast Overlord territory anyway. Or Hardcast Giant Creature. Odawara the Cloud. Sure. Seven, 8 mana. Cloud, sword, equip, skateboard would be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's technically lethal if they have nothing and attack the voice of victory, but it's obviously a lot to ask. Alright. Bottom pyramid, sure. Two cards in hand, bottom, preordained. Do we just full send? We're not dead, notably. I don't hate it. Already dead. Nope, casting a spell. 1, 2. Intuition. Intuition for 3 removal spells, I guess? But that means it's not intuition for, like, 3 giant creatures that kill me. I mean, it might be. So this is only 3 damage, notably. So it's reasonable odds that I am like attack with Sanctifier puts them to 9, and then I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage. I can just potentially suit up the Sanctifier. Runs the risk of attacking into white removal, obviously, but I think it's going to be better than blocking the voice for another turn. We'll be at 1, but we can also just kill the voice of victory. We also get to gain 4 life, or if we give them faithful mending, then they get to gain 2 life, and then they're out of range of me killing them. So give them the plow, so we get to gain a bunch of life, and we're super safe. Although they're just giving the faithful mending so they can flash it back against value, but that's fine. Although no, I'd rather them cast the faithful mending twice, and then I just get the cloud trigger, right? And I just get to like kill the Aminato. Oh, this thing doesn't have vigilance. Think I kill the Aminato. Died a Orcish Bowmaster here, but that's fine. Give them 5, 6, 7. Discard Grizzlebrand. Yeah, we're dealing them enough that it doesn't matter, right? Oh, Grizzlebrand also gets exiled. This is tough. I'm a little bit scared. I think Orcish Bowmaster is one of the few cards that does kill me from here. But like, so does Aminato for well no, Aminato Overlord does not kill me either because we have Abolish. I think I do just kill the Voice of Victory. Killing the Voice also helps me go for it lethal next turn safer because I can helping hand it back. We've Abolished for like an Overlord attempt. Obviously, there are other cards that can play in Flicker, but at 6 to 7 mana breakpoint, there aren't as many that are like super broken. Mill an Overlord. Are you allowed to take Overlord? No. Yeah. So you have to take a non-creature. Just Frantic Search. Frantic Search is good. Obviously, they can also reanimate an Overlord. But it's definitely not the end of the world for me. Nothing that scary in their yard currently. It's just the Overlord. Warning Overlord gets exiled. Archaeologist. Plains Brainstorm Troll. Feeling pretty safe here. I'll have 2 cards in hand, post Brainstorm. Toxic Deluge, Show and Tell. Oh, that's pretty scary. What could your card even be? Magister of Worth, I think. Last card Magister is what I want to play around, which means I think I do put in a creature, but if I like lose them all, then I think I still have lethal by helping handing back Cloud. and doing some like copy formula shit. I'm just gonna put in Tranith, I think. Yeah, there's Magister Worth. Helping Hand back Cloud, get Masterwork. Masterwork Skateboard, tap Magister. That's 2 mana. Play Cathar Commando, 4 mana. Equip Skateboard, 5 mana. Yeah, we got plenty. Good game, good game. Ugh. Alright. Now... just go Team 2 here. I think this hand is pretty mediocre. Seamrip's pretty terrible. Dranith is okay. What am I mulliganing towards? I guess just like 1-drops. Protection cards for like Cloud or Sash. This hand's certainly good enough. I think I'm gonna bottom Sword of Fire and Ice. If you win this match, you realize you have to finish and get the trophy, right? Oh, God. Oh, speaking of oh, God moments, I think Sentinel's better than Pride here. It's only 9:15. We finished this match. I can definitely direct down to sit around for a little bit longer. So what you got for me, opponent? A 1-mana removal spell? A Psychic Frog. That was kind of a beating, huh? I guess we can kill it next turn at least, but they could easily just discard a card and then reanimate and kill me. Nothing I can do about that, though. Play Cloud, go get Sash, maybe die. I can just block this with an Esper Sentinel, honestly. Maybe actually block with Cloud here. Are you thinking about discarding 2 cards and jumping it? I think I just block with Cloud. Obviously, if they just have like a fatty to discard, it's free, but I think the Esper Sentinel's better in play than the Cloud is. Cloud's not doing anything. We don't have like Clamp or good equipment to like trigger discard Malcolm yet. That's fine. That means you don't have any giant creatures to reanimate. This could be just counterspelling their recruiter, like you said. Oh. Dance of the Dead, your Malcolm, and let me draw a card is completely fine with me. You have to pay 2 mana to get this on tap, right? Yeah, we are going to Solitude the shit out of the Psychic Frog. Pitching. Pride's really good to weave into a turn. Ravages seems important. Sash is important, so it's between a Demian and Peacekeeper. I think it's a pitch a demi. They have to pay 2 mana every time they want to untap their Malcolm just to like loot. Seems pretty great for me. Really want to draw land here so we can sash Pride. Deal. I'm surprised they didn't. Yeah. As much as I would love to phase out something relevant, I'd rather just get all my shit into play. I guess I could phase out my Pride, huh? Just like keep a creature in play in case of a sweeper. Feels like we're lining up to just Armageddon them. We'll see what they hold up this turn. They might just hold up 2 mana and we'll hold off a turn and play a Peacekeeper out. Geddening is pretty good against a Dance of the Deaded Malcolm. They do no land. They're casting a spell. Fane Tutor. Fane Tutor does find them another land if they want it to. Yeah, no, I just like ravaging them. Yeah, Drift is insane, switch to the other land too. Bang. All right. Manage prediction. Start prediction trophy outcome. Heck yeah or no. Brownie face. Prediction started if De La L is still here. Ugh. Can we get the third stream trophy in a row? The past two leagues have literally just been trophy and a trophy. Got a trophy with Cloud 2 weeks ago. Got a trophy with Quint last week. See if we can round it out. Also, in case De La L still is here, or for anyone else that is here, we were talking earlier about checking out my YouTube page. Here is a link to my YouTube page where you can see all the paper magic that I've recorded and gone over in post-match commentary with Jason from Duel Commander US. We have the first 3 rounds out now. The remaining 5 will come out every day at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So next round 4 will be out tomorrow. Round 4 is one of my favorite matches of Magic that I've played, honestly. It is a really sweet game. Maybe one of my favorite games. Maybe not match. We might even have Dual Cast MTG joining us for some of these rounds for commentary. We haven't recorded all of them yet. I have another recording session tomorrow to get more of them. It's only 9:24. We got plenty of time to sit here and shoot the shit if the last match isn't firing for a little bit before we actually get our we gotta stick it out for the trophy. Well, we can take a little break in the meantime. I can text from my brother. It's actually like starting to boil me in this room. Not enough air circulation. I'm dying. It's tough. I'm trying to picture like the game where we draw cataclysms and ravages. There is pretty rough. I think there is a lot of downside to playing cataclysm in your like creature beatdown aggro deck, right? The fact that we have a ton of pressure to put on because we go get in with like 3 creatures in play, one of which is a snowballing ocelot pride, and one of which is a steadily larger lion sash. Because I think if we have cataclysm in that hand, I think we have to like equip. Well, no, that's not true because sash is an artifact. Never mind. So cataclysm is actually kind of fine there. We obviously give them 1 land instead of 0, which is good for them. But the cataclysm means we keep pride plus sash as our artifact, and then we get to keep snowballing with both of those anyway. We just sack the recruiter after combat. So I guess it would have been fine there. It's good to keep in mind, like, when and where Cataclysm is going to be worse than playing the second Geddon effect, because we did cut the Armageddon specifically for Cataclysm to help tech for like the Quint matchup and stuff, and even in that matchup too, the ability to be able to answer a Planeswalker in a Minotaur that's in play is definitely not nothing. Even if blowing up all of their lands is usually better. Matsuno hasn't done a lot today, but I don't expect it to do something every match. It is just kind of nice. Cloud is a really mana hungry deck, and it's not like you don't want to play Arcane Signet. It's that Arcane Signet isn't like quite good enough. But like if you had better ramp cards, you probably would play them. And I think the Mindstone is just kind of the tipping point on that, or it could be the tipping point. It's like worthwhile enough to think about. Getting ahead on mana is like so good in Cloud so often. And Mindstone having enough having enough upside late game is maybe making it worthwhile enough to run in a world where you're not playing any like colorless mana rock, obviously, in your double white pip deck. You're not playing Arcane Signet because it just doesn't fucking do anything. It just taps for white, just casting a rampant growth. It's just like bananas late game. That sick match last week with Quintorius flickering the Chain to the Rocks over and over again, like almost dragging us through like an 80 life Emery player or something, and just trying to imagine where we also get to flicker, the 30 creatures or whatever, a bunch of ETBs in the deck, just flickering Cloud, getting more equipment, flickering Formal Wear over and over, flickering Parallax. I mean, I guess the flicker Parallax wave too, but like flickering Skyclave, Ranger, Captain, Recruiter, stuff like that. guess we're trapped here for a while. Waiting for the last match. I guess now would be as good time as any to futz with the why chat isn't appearing on screen anymore. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I'm sure when I bring down OBS and then bring it back up, it'll be perfectly fine, like it usually is. We only have one match left anyway. Ugh. I don't know. I've been really liking the deck. I think Abolish is genuinely like pretty reasonable to play in the deck. People might give it a funny look and say it's just for the card matchup, and it kind of is. But you should check for the meta that you play in. And also, free spells are really broken in Cloud when you get to just draw 4 cards at will. And there are plenty of decks where Abolish has been good or relevant to be able to hold up free interaction. Against a Minato, the ability to hold up a free interaction for an Overlord Minato turn. Play against the Mighty Thor deck with a bunch of artifacts, just like having free, Force of Will Naturalize. Not as good as Force of Vigor, obviously. If I could just play White Force of Vigor, I definitely would. It has a little bit of tension in that I love playing out all my basics. And I need to, be in a little bit of the habit of, making sure that I have one basic place in reserve if I'm just hitting other land drops. And I'm I could top deck Abolish here, and it'd be really good to be able to pitch cast it. I don't want to be stranded with, Abandoned Air Temple plus a Gonjo Castle in my hand after I've played out all of my planes. But that's just a mindset thing. Not a knock against the card. It's just a knock against how you're playing. Does anyone know why I keep seeing Ice Hide Golem in Emery decks? I don't remember if that player. I don't think that player was the player I played against last week that was also on Emery. Ice Hide Golem. Does the deck really just want a critical mass of 1-drop artifacts? It seems like pretty bad. It's maybe I just hate Ice Hide Golem and it's just bad. I think it's just legitimately not. It's just not a playable Magic card. I don't know why people want to play fucking Savannah Alliance. Most players online play aggro Emery. It's a 1-mana 2/2. It's just that's not. We just have to have better cards in our deck, right? There's got to be better options than putting 1-mana 2/2 in our deck. I don't know. People kept putting that deck in mono red lists and mono white lists, and I just cut it every time because it's just really bad. I mean, maybe it's okay in mono blue because mono blue obviously doesn't have the creature quality at that mana cost that red and white do. But dear God, that card just feels so embarrassing to put in your deck. Aggro Emery isn't good, but sometimes they just a big mill and just win. Yeah, I don't know. It does seem kind of bad if you're building mono blue beatdown. People just don't want to click through like Paradox Engine stuff. I mean, maybe that's why our opponent in that game two window where they could like have Paradox Engine killed me, they just opted not to. We did end up losing that game. I feel like with Urza and playing like that many artifacts, it probably wouldn't have taken that long, but maybe they were just down enough on clock. They realized. I don't know. If I were playing those combo decks, I would just like definitely be locked in. And if I had to like stream Lumra or stuff, I'm closing chat, ready to cast my Lumra 20 times or whatever. Like people play the infinite combo decks in other formats a lot. I won a challenge with like Bomberman where you know you have to put LED into play 40 times or whatever to kill your opponent. I mean, I also think people should have the like just have like a little bit of online play etiquette, especially in leagues of like if your opponent presents an infinite combo, you can just concede. We're not playing for anything. We're playing for fucking fun bucks, Moto fun bucks here. Like if my Emery opponent presents Paradox Engine, my Lumra opponent presents Lumra plus Untapper plus mana like Landsacker, you're allowed to just pick up your cards. Just tuned in was the new card. Well, the new card from 2 weeks ago was to Sarase Strike Force, but the new card, because I believe that the title says with 100% more Marvel cards, because 2 is 100% more than 1. We also are playing next gen. My expert clickbait YouTube Twitch titles. I do think this card is just fucking insane. It was so awesome. It was a game. It was game 2, round 1, where just like my opponent has like 2 creatures in play, like 3 equipment, and a parallax wave at like 3 or something. And I'm like, I don't think we have any. And we're at 6 life. I was like, I don't think we have any top decks that can win here. Immediately draw to Sarase Strike Force and just win the game in a landslide. God, this card fucking rules. Is there any other reasonable ways I can put this card in my hand more often? I don't think so. Like, we can recruiter the guard for it. I don't really think there are other reasonable tutor effects to pick this card up in more games. It's just so good against control decks on, like, turn 8 or whatever. And then it's obviously just broken. Just insanely good against artifact or enchantment decks. But it's probably not worth playing anything that's, like... I can't even think of a card in mono white that can help you like pick this thing up. Maybe some like weird human tutor. A lot of regular MTG grinders live in shit income countries. Some MTG is real viable income for them, so no one can see it. There's also a lot of people who are just assholes that pretend you didn't win with the presented combo. Yeah, I get it. That's fair. There are definitely a lot of non-US people that, but like, I feel like you should not be in the dual commander streets if you're grinding MTGO for money. I guess it's softer. Certainly, the quality of player is lower than playing in like the modern or legacy queues or whatever. I decided to look up an Emery dual commander list, and about 80% by volume was none of these words are in the Bible. What are we even what are we even doing here? I don't know. There's like one guy in the dual commander Discord, some like Italian, who's like, Emery's the best deck in the fucking world. Why did they unban it? They need to emergency ban it again. It's unbeatable. It's winning all the events. And then I've played against it like I don't know 7 or 8 times since it's unbanned at least on stream. I don't think I've ever dropped a match to it. Not to say that it's like bad by any stretch of the word. I think it's like a perfectly playable deck. It just has not even come close to blowing me away. Like I don't even know if I'd put it in like the top 10 best decks in the format right now. I think top 5 is fairly non-negotiable. The next 5 below are probably a little bit more arguable. That guy, like, like I was like, Quatorius has a bad Emery matchup because Emery doesn't matter to the deck, and you can like if you play the Ghost Vacuum or Unlicensed Sorcerer or whatever to turn off the Emery, then the deck will just beat you because it has counter spells or something. Like I don't know, that guy was like nuts. Yeah, it definitely seemed like a crazy take. Like, I can understand trying to make an argument that like I have an overinflated matchup of how I feel with like Cloud against Emery or like some other decks against Emery. But I think Quintorius is like a pretty harsh counter to Emery as a deck. The deck with a bunch of graveyard hate and removal spells and like a very hard to interact with card advantage engine and like pyroblasts and sweepers and then like shenanigans for a bunch of shatters and seems like very custom built to beat the shit out of Emery. Quick result. Yeah, I mean, if quick results, it's over for a lot of players. But yeah, especially yeah, it's going to really struggle to get it off the board. And you can't like flute it out of the way because the passive is still in effect all the time. But yeah, but if we're starting to argue like, oh, Quint without Quint is underwhelming, and then we pretend that like Emery without Emery is a good deck when we're casting like Ice Head Golems and Chromatic Spheres and stuff. All right, we got our last match. If we cut the Ice Head Golems for more counter spells, Hit Monkey is our final boss, huh? I'm not gonna lie, this is like a little bit scary. Oh well, we're gonna recruiter have two Sarase Strike Force if this is like Boggles or something. I think this is pretty easy keep. Gemstone Cavern's broken. I think I'm pitching Tithe Taker here. Cloud might get chucked under the bus here. This deck is horrible. I don't imagine it's great. Does feel very Boggles-esque. Do I just want to get like Jite? That seems pretty fine. I think it's like it's hard to give it first strike in green as well. I don't have a pro green equipment. A little awkward. Yeah, I think Jite's probably fine. Tend to recruit the strike force. Yeah, my opponent's just ramping into Hit Monkey. Because it's a little awkward, because now I can't attack into Hit Monkey next turn. I guess I'm just Jolt Awake. The questing beast would be better if that's reading. Well, like this thing's uncounterable in hexproof, right? That's the big thing. Ooh, Archon's pretty nice. Means we can fly over the Hit Monkey and get GT triggers next turn. It means they can't go crazy, like putting a bunch of stuff on the monkey. Although they are gonna Shadow Spirits or Gaining Life, but we also have GT and Gaining Life. Nice, Prismatic Vista. Got him. Scoreboard. And we get double triggers too. Oh no! My creature! Oh no, I only have to block with one. Okay, that's fine. I could double block and kill it, but I don't really care. I'll just keep Cloud alive. No, my creature! Wow, I got owned. Oh wait, why did I put Cloud back in command zone? I have a fucking Jolted Awake in my hand. Oh. Cloud for something. only have one card left in hand. Cloud for Formalware? Cloud for Clam? I think it's just Formalware. And we just send into the hit monkey, get our 4 counters, and then Jolted Awake Cloud back. I do have to play out my land to Jolted Awake, but I don't think I really care that much about. I'm probably going to end up casting this down the road as just Disenchant, or maybe we'll draw more planes. Thing does not have first strike, double checking. Tune back into Hit Monkey. My opponent is Hit Monkeying. I guess. I don't know, man. School clamp. Kill this. Yeah, they're gonna attack with it. I might as well just shoot it. It's be a good time to get a Shadow Spear. Well, there's the first strike. We have abolished though. So we can like blow them the hell out here. Well, yeah, we can blow them out. We can equip attack, abolish. We do trade, but I don't think it matters. This thing was Death Touch. Well, those are dead. Sure, Masterwork. Play this, I guess. Oh no, if I phase out Cloud, then I lose the formal. Oh no, don't Masterwork yet. Scramble. Oh, I could copy their Shadow Spear, and then it wouldn't have hexproof anymore. I'm a genius. Don't things stay attached when you phase out. I don't lose it forever. I would just not be able to copy it this turn. Just planning to do. But I didn't even think about I'd steal their Shadow Spear. Wow. Good info for next game, potentially, if Shadow Spear comes up. The equipment would phase out with Cloud, and I would not be able to copy it with the Masterwork. But they were just like so cool. I could really do anything that turn. So, I mean, these cards all make sense. First Strike and Trample are both important keywords to have on Hit Monkey, so this card makes sense as well. I'm trying to think of if they are like auras or if they're just like pump spells, but we didn't really see anything that lead one way or another. These cards all just kind of make sense, but they could easily be on like whatever green pump spell bullshit. I don't really know what I want in my openers. You just like really like fast mana, getting Cloud out. interactions with artifacts and enchantments, I think is important. Disruptor Flute's obviously very good. I think removal is good because they are partially reliant on mana dorks to get Monkey out faster. You would prefer to get your first Cloud GT connection before they give a hit Monkey out, otherwise you can't kill it because you need to be able to pump your creature. I think this hand sucks. Swift Reconfig's bad against Mana Dorks and doesn't do anything as Hit Monkey. Winter Moon's pretty bad against Mono Green. Yeah, I think we can just pretty confidently ship this. Manatize, not good against Hit Monkey, but it's good against other stuff. Noted Peacekeeper is good against Hit Monkey. Keep this. Wizard Victory isn't good, but I think Skateboard's going to be worse. Yeah, that makes sense. Double Strike and Trample. I was just talking about how good First Strike and Trample keywords are. That card's very scary. And it's tough. I think we're going to get Hit Monkey too quickly this game. Hit Monkey Leyline Axe is pretty brutal. Counter literally anything. I have 4 mana here for Hit Monkey guaranteed. Is it even worth playing out Cloud, or do I want to like ramp into the Mind Stone ramp into something? I don't even know what I'm looking for. It's more mana efficient to like play Cloud if I can weave the Mind Stone into a following turn. It might even just be like Cloud for Clamp here into like Mind Stone Clamp Cloud draw 4 or something. I'm trying to find an answer for Leyline Axe. Turn 3, if I just have 3 lands, I can't Mind Stone Peacekeeper, name Axe, and put it on 5 mana, but 5 mana doesn't really matter. I think we're just going to... I almost played the Plains there. I was literally just talking about keep Plains availability for drawing Abolish to answer Leyline Axe. So land, Mind Stone, equip Clamp. Digs very deep. We're getting hit for 3 here, and then potentially 8 next turn. Maybe even more, obviously. I'm so good at this game. I mean, we're not out of the woods here. Maybe this is a Peacekeeper angle. Attacking into Hit Monkey's hard. We're going to need to draw cards with Clamp still. Peacekeeper might be okay at naming something else in their hand. I would like to get Mind Stone down, so maybe it is just like Mind Stone Clamp. That would put me down 6 cards, 5 cards. Clamp up to 9? Clamp up to 8 if we play Mind Stone. I think that's fine. I'm going to put it in the command zone. Alright, these are okay, not great. We'll discard Fortune Ender here. We can choke them off of a lot of mana here if they go like all in on this Leyline Axe. Keen Sense is tough. I can blow it up next turn at least. Yeah, this is what we wanted. Did we actually blow up the Keen Sense and take 8 here, and then hit the Leyline Axe next turn? Just so they can't draw a card? To prevent 1 card from being drawn, do we take 8 damage? Or take 4, I guess 5 extra? We have 5 mana next turn, which means Cathar's 3, which means we're playing just Voice of Victory and saying go. I think I'd rather shoot the Axe here, because we could actually just block and kill the Hit Monkey potentially with a Surprise Commando or something. Might be able to just like put blockers and shit in front of this if we just like Peacekeeper on the nice the halfling or something. They didn't play a land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think this might just be Peacekeeper Catholic Commando. Play around a bite spell. Worldly Tutor. Vow of Wildness. Oh no, I was supposed to Anthonize this Delighted Halfling. But then if they draw land, they can Vow of Wildness this. Crystalline Armor costs 4 mana. Worldly Tutor. I think I'm going to name Vow of Wildness and Anthonize the Halfling and then try to block. Spirit Guide Explorer. That'd be pretty ballsy. Be necessary, given the state of this game. Draw like a fight spell. Okay, so they make a mini hit monkey. Does this thing get hexproof? No idea. It has haste, death touch, reach, and vigilance. That's it. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, we'll choose to not block. We just blow this up with Cathar Commando. Actually, I think I'd rather just oust this now that we drew it. Grabbing them is always GT, I guess. Maybe pre-war formal wear. I'm gonna hold up Cathar Commando here in case they draw like a bite spell to kill the Peacekeeper. We can still trade with the Hit Monkey. Let's pick ready. Something around in this game. That's a really good one to draw. And that's game. Let's go. The triple threat. The triple crown? Is that the thing, right? That's like horse riding. Triple crown. 3 trophies in a row. What was that last draw? Reverent Mantra. We top decked Reverent Mantra there, which means we could just like pitch cast pro green our board. And also notably pro greens their creatures too, so we can make any like auras fall off. Bang. Hell yeah. Yeah, that was a really a really nasty draw. Definitely didn't need it, but like they were just like totally choked on lands. The draw 4 into Abolish for the Leyline Axe was huge. They wasted a bunch of mana trying to go for like Leyline Axe Keen Sense to dig them out of the game, and we had like double Naturalize. Ended up not even needing the second one. Oh, that was awesome. Hitmonkey definitely didn't inspire confidence there, but we got our third trophy in a row. Good place to like end the portion of the format on. I guess we'll see some changes next week with the bans, if there are any, and like just these decks are really good. I think this is like the best my cloud has like ever felt for me in terms of I think this list is really good and polished. I really like a lot of the card choices in this meta, and it'll be interesting to see where I'm going to like start rebuilding it if something like 2099 and or Car gets banned or something else happens. We'll see if stuff like Sanctifier, Invec, or Burned and Forged Tinder continue to live on in the list, or like if we want to make any other changes. That'd be cool. So that's going to be it for our stream tonight. We'll be back in 2 weeks again. No stream next week. We'll be back in 2 weeks with maybe a new Duel Commander format. We'll see. No idea what I'm going to be playing. I might even just like boot it up and be like, hey, let's tweak our lists. Let's like tweak Cloud for like 30 minutes before before we actually play any matches and just kind of shoot the shit and talk about where I think the shape of the format's going to be. We will see. Ready to manage prediction. Choose outcome. The Believers have won for a third time in a row. Congrats, Believers. Where's the raid button? All right. Well, that's going to be it for me tonight. Thanks everyone for coming and hanging out, watching. Hope you had a good time. For our third consecutive trophy, I guess I'm going to just toss this on YouTube after all of the paper matches are online. Because I obviously want to like showcase the trophies, but I don't want to disrupt the flow of all of these paper matches being output. So I guess this will go up on like Monday or something. But that's going to be it. Got some good Marvel card. I mean, Mindstone didn't really do a lot, but just showed up as like a pretty useful mana rock. Got a couple of chances to be relevant. And obviously, 2 Sarasa Forces. Fucking busted. But that'll be it. See you all next time.